Hey friends, ready to think together? All right, so today we're going to be the introduction to the word sin. Sin is missing the mark. Whose mark? Man's mark or God's mark? My friends, one sin of disobedience from Adam and Eve separated them with fellowship from God. One sin, my friend. It's not a scale where if the good outweighs the bad, we're going to get into heaven. And yes, maybe some of us are not as bad as we can be. Maybe some of us are not as evil. We're not out killing nobody. We're not out doing no bad things. We live a good life, so we think. But the Bible tells us that there is not one of us that are good. And as the example of Adam and Eve, in the best of situations, who did have fellowship with God, who knew no sin when they were first brought into this earth, we can't do it. Thus, we need somebody outside of ourselves to save us. Why did God do this? My friends, God is the greatest illustrator, the greatest teacher. He wants to have a relationship with his creation. We're going to find out more about this as we continue to go step by step through this and understanding the Bible and why Jesus and Christianity is the only way to God, that this is not a medicine wheel. All roads do not lead to God. There is only one road, and that road is narrow road, and that narrow road is only found through Jesus Christ. And my friends, to be saved, if you're ever hungry for it, if you feel in your heart to do it, it's not about walking down an aisle. It's just about believing and accepting. It's acknowledging that you cannot meet the expectations of God's holy, righteous, and just standards, and you need someone who is found in Jesus Christ alone, that you may have that salvation, that peace that this world can never give you. My friends, most of us think that we have to do works to be saved. I want to ask you a question, just something for us to think about. As a child, do you think you have to work for your parents to love you? As a husband, do you think you need to work to make your wife to love you? As a wife and as a mother, do you think you need to do works to make your husband love you or your children to love you? I would hope not. You love them because they're yours. You do things because you want to, not because you have to. But we have this huge misconception that we think we have to do works to get into heaven. My friends, as the example of Adam and Eve is, our righteousness, our good works are as filthy rags. Not a single one is good enough. And your good works never match up, because if that one sin separates you from God to an eternal hell apart from him, then none of your good works are ever going to add up to equal holy and righteous in his sight. It is only found in Jesus the Christ, who is the way, the truth, and the life. God, the Son, gave up some of his divine. Let me explain it this way. Would you, if you lived in a mansion where it's absolute beauty, would you give up all that to come to live in the gutter of the streets, to a people who hate you, to a people who want to kill you, and in the end do get to kill you? Where creation rejects its creator, and yet God came here and did exactly that. He came to be what Adam could and Eve could not do. He came to die for us. My friends, all of us live sin. We live in sin from the day we're born. Look at it this way. Do you have to be taught how to do bad, or does it come naturally? No, we have to be taught what good is. So my friend, the introduction to sin is, and what God is doing is illustrating to us that we need him. More next time.